Hey y'all, how y'all doing tonight? Sorry, I was having a couple of technical difficulties, so that is why I'm late. Not making an excuse, but giving my reason for being late because I like to be on time. But tonight, as you can see, my topic is going to be um narcissists and the women that date them. And I wanted to touch on this subject because not have I seen it one time, two times, three times, but multiple times in my family setting. So I wanted to speak on this a little bit. And let's see what this is going on over here. Um, well, anyways, today I was watching a video, and the name of that video was it was by Behind the Science. That's the content creator that posted it. And the name of the video was Narcissists Hide This One Thing from You Because They Know They'll Be Destroyed If You Know. So as soon as I clicked on this button, like to watch this video, I mean, a lot just was pouring out at one time. So I took a couple of notes and wanted to go down the line of it just a little bit. And it says, a narcissist never likes to be faced with the truth. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit, and I touched on this story a little bit, probably a few months ago. But I had touched on is one Thanksgiving, I was invited to well, I was asked would I, you know, come as a visitor for Thanksgiving one year. And but not just a visitor, but would I prepared a meal for that Thanksgiving? And yes, I accepted it. And while we was there, your sisters and stuff show you around and show you things that they have. My kids are coin collectors along with their dad. And so when they went into my sister's room, they can see that my sister had like several jars of change that she kept that were actually overflowing. She had a lot of half dollars and stuff like that. So, and I'm just hitting on that because that jar of change will come up later on in the story. But fast forward past that Thanksgiving, I got a phone call from my sister, and she was asking me, should she allow another family member to move in with them? Now, my advice to her was, don't do it. I don't think it's going to be a good decision or whatever, but you have to make your own decisions what's best for you. I'm just you ask my advice, I'm telling you what I would do in the situation. I wouldn't allow it. So she allowed them to move in. Instantly started complaining about being rude and having a takeover spirit. And then the next thing that happens is things started missing. But then this is where the problem came in, because those things that were missing, my sister was also at this time, she was going through a situation where she was having a hard time sleeping and was placed on a medication to help her get some sleep. So when she take the medication, it will put her into a heavy sleep. There is no waking up to the next day. She getting to sleep. But also at the same time, she noticing things are missing. And one of the things, she called me one day and she said, I'm missing my keys. And it's like one of my change jars are missing. And I'm like, oh, I say, you sure you sure you ain't misplaced it or whatever? And she was like, no, she was like, it's been in the same place forever and a day. And this, mind you, this is past like about 2 years down the line that she showed me, and those change jars is in the same place. all the time. So it's like, but in her mind, she's thinking, I gotta be losing it or something because just everything is going wrong. So then she say, she calling me and she done told me about her meds and everything, and now she called again and she is like, I feel like somebody's been driving my car. And I said, well, what make you think somebody was driving your car? She is like, cause it's like I'll park it in one place and then it's in another place in the next one. And she kept on saying, trying to take the accountability for it. But she was just like, maybe it's this medicine that I'm taking, I don't know, or whatever. But also the narcissist that she got in the house is telling her that she losing her mind because of this medicine that she taking. So on this night that she talked to me, this is the advice that I gave her. I said, go out when you get out of your car after you get off work. I said, take a picture of the dashboard before you exit the car. I said, when you and keep that and compare it the next morning. So she say, okay, then that's a good idea. She take the picture. She said, okay, then that's a good idea. She take the picture. She said, okay, then that's a good idea. She take the picture. She said, okay, then that's a good idea. I don't know why I'm She take the picture. She said, okay, then that's a good idea. I don't know why hold on 1 minute. Hold on 1 minute. Okay, hopefully I'm back where I'm supposed to be. I'm sorry. Okay, we back now. I think you all can hear me. Hopefully everyone can hear what I'm saying. Let me see. Oh goodness, don't let me forget where I was in the story. Okay, I don't even know if you can hear because I don't even. Okay, okay. I don't even know if you can hear. I can see it now. I'm hearing. Okay. Now, back to where I was before my situation started to mess up. But she is calling me and I might be backtracking a little bit because I done lost my space of where I was when I was talking. But she's calling me and I'm explaining to her to take the picture of the her dashboard and everything before she turn off her car. Because and the person that is the narcissist is inside of the house telling her that she losing it because of the medication that she taking. So she goes and she takes the picture. She takes the picture of it, and for sure she get up the next day, and the gas is the first thing that she noticed. It's not the speedometer, how many the mileage or none of that, which is what she talked to me about before, but the gas is off. So when she parked her car, she had a quarter of a tank of gas. But then when she got into her car, there is more than a quarter of a tank of gas. And she was saying to herself, she was like, now I know if my mom drove my car, my mom ain't finna my mama gonna drive all the gas out and she gonna bring the car back and park it. And she ain't finna put no gas in it. She said, but this time when the car comes back, she say it got the car has more gas than what it is, and everything is not adding up. So now she called back and she's like, yes, somebody has been driving my car. So She was like, but I don't know I don't know how they doing it. Um, I can't hear anything. The medicine got me sleeping at all and everything. And so um after this went on a couple of times, she decided that she wanted to call the police. So now the police is involved, and because I know both parties, this was crazy for me because now my sister is calling me on one phone, and the narcissist and his girl is calling me from another phone. And both of them trying to put me in on the police being there. And I can hear the narcissist in the background moving around like the devil. And he kind of doing like this little laughing thing is like she's so crazy. I'm telling you, it's that medication she's taking. Ain't nobody been taking her car. She got her keys in the room with her. She just losing her mind and everything. Ain't nobody driving that car, but the whole time knowing he been driving the car. So as this situation go on with the police or whatever, I'm just listening in the background, and my whole inside is so disturbed because I know this person playing mind games. The narcissist is playing mind games. So I hang up with them from listening to what's going on with the police and everything, and just another one of my sisters called in, and this sister doesn't know what's going on or whatever, and I just kind of mentioned it to her what was going on. I was just like, she was like, how you been doing today? And I was like, yeah, such and such going on, this and this and this. And then she say, and I told her, I said, well, my sister car keys missing and this, that, and the other. And my sister says, oh, well, I gave the narcissist a ride to work the other day, and he showed me he got her car keys. I say, what? She's like, yeah, he showed them to me. I said, well, why would he show them to you? She said, I don't know. She said, but he was laughing and saying that he got her car keys. So fast forward, I get to this part in the video, and this guy says, a narcissist loves video games, gambling, and cheating. They leave you in limbo for long periods of time and come back whenever they want to, acting like, oh, we ain't break up. Wasn't nothing wrong. We good. Like everything is normal. Now, as they're moving around in this way, the narcissist's girlfriend is on board with him saying, no, he ain't going nowhere. He had been here the whole time, or he was next door over to the friend's house, or he was down the street somewhere, but he wasn't messing with nobody car. He didn't touch nobody car. No, none of this. So, and I had been faced with this narcissist once before and told him to his face that he was a liar, which then made him in turn around and call me every name in the book, which then I was able to just laugh at him. It wasn't really effective, him calling me my name. But at this point, I did not know that he was a narcissist, and I just started looking into like what a narcissist is, and now knowing that everything that I was dealing with or looking at in front of me was a narcissist. So I had a conversation later with the person who he dating, and she denied that he was stealing from my sister, supporting her narcissist man. And then I let it be known that, oh, I know he got the keys to her car. And not only the keys to her car, but he got the keys to her bedroom door. And my sister calls me again, and she's like, I think I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna go in their bedroom and I'm gonna look and see what I see. So she walks in their room, and on the floor she sees her jar that had the change, the coins in it. And at this point, the coins are no longer there, but her room door key is in the bottom of the mason jar that her change was in. So now she sees this change jar and remembers that every time in the afternoon when I go to the store, he always handing me, the narcissist is handing her change, asking her, "Can you bring me back a cigar from the store?" So it ain't clicked into my sister yet that the narcissist is stealing her change that he already taken from out of her room, and he's giving it to her to buy him cigars from the store. So later down the line, I'm able to talk to the narcissist girl. And I said to her, "Do you know that he was still in her car?" And like I told you, her answer was, "No, he ain't mess with her car. He ain't mess with her car." And then I said to her, "Well, my other sister told me she gave him a ride and he showed her the key to her car." The narcissist girlfriend then says, "Oh, he told your sister about it?" Well, yeah, he did have the keys. So then when you're dealing with a narcissist, you almost can't trust the person who they with, especially if they lie for them. And as soon as I told her, yeah, he showed the keys to somebody else, then she admitted that she knew that she had been. So you stood in front of the police watching him manipulate and say to the police that my sister is losing her mind, and you know the whole time your man was still in her car. And not only was he still in the car, because you notice I mentioned that narcissists cheat, they love to play video games and all of that stuff. But while he was stealing the car, he was still in the car to go and see his other girlfriend. So I'll say that if you are a woman that is with a narcissist man, you ain't gonna never be happy. If you gonna stand by your man in his wrongdoing, you will eventually end up without him by yourself because his narcissist behavior will catch up to him. Now, I don't know who that is for tonight, but that's a part of one of the stories that I wanted to share. Um, a narcissist will tell you something is not true when you and have you second guessing yourself about all different things. I talked a little bit on it yesterday. Um, and if you're one of those people that are in one of those relationships, all you have to do is go down the line and everything that they're saying to you that does not match up with what you know to be the truth, start to speak life into yourself and ask God to help you to get out of that situation. Because ain't nothing about it gonna change. A narcissist don't like the truth. They don't want you to tell the truth. If their truth is threatened, they liable to do anything so that the truth is not discovered. What you see with your own eyes and ears, do not void it. Do not throw it away. Pay attention. Stay focused. Don't let somebody tell you that you had on green socks yesterday when you know you had on white socks yesterday. A narcissist will make you believe that you don't know what you're talking about. They don't never like to admit when they wrong about something. They will ruin everything just to prove that they're right. And everybody in the room know that they wrong, but they feeding into it. So I'll say to you, they're not going to change. But as you, the person that is dating or around the person that is a narcissist, as you change, everything around you will change with you. But the first thing you got to do is start to tell yourself what the actual truth is. Hi Kelly, how you doing tonight? Thank you all for joining. Hi Tasha Speaks. Hi, my child's father was one and my mama is. Yeah, they're a special type of person. Sad. Yes, they will. We'll stand right in front of you, and just as sure as the sky is blue, he will tell you that it's green, matching the ground. And you can't tell them the truth and say that it's not. Or are you the stupid one? You don't listen. You don't pay attention. You don't know what you're talking about. It's their goal to make themselves be right and make everybody around them very stupid. So this is all I have been seeing for the past couple of days. So I know there's somebody who going through some situations that they just need somebody to give them a little bit of encouraging to get away from them, because ain't nothing gonna change about them. They used to being right about everything, and it drives them absolutely nuts when you tell them the truth about something. I know the narcissists that I've talked to before turned me into a man, told me I'm a whole man before. And this person knows that I've had plenty of children, so there's no possible way that I'm a man. But okay, then, if that's what you feel like I am, I'm a man. And my response to him also was, yep, I'm a man, more man than you will ever be. So, and you're not crazy, Tasha Speaks. The only thing is you need somebody to remind you. Go back inside of yourself. You know what the truth is. You don't need nobody to tell you what the truth is. Somebody told you yesterday you had braids in your hair. You know dang on well you got up and you had a perm in your hair. Don't let nobody change your mind about what you know the truth is to be, because that's their whole aim to fame. Is they are sick and twisted folks. Yes, they will. Yes, they are. And I tell you something and tell you, well, I told you about that yesterday, and then they ain't said nothing to you. Will put you in situations where let's just say we going out of town or something, and then it's his suggestion that we going out of town. We get on the road, then he don't got no money, but expecting you to pay for everything. But I told you was the one gonna have to pay for the gas because I ain't have it right now. I was gonna have it later. And no, they ain't had one conversation with you, but got you feeling crazy, going down your mind trying to think, well, did he actually tell me? Did I forget that he told me? Well, he must have told me when I was doing such and such. Then you start making excuses for him and all of that kind of stuff. No, stick with the truth that you know that's going to set you free, because they are sick and twisted folks. Now, do we just throw them away? I don't like to throw nobody away, but when they ain't for you, they just ain't for you. And then there's things you can do is, if at least if you gonna throw them away, say a couple of prayers for them and send them on down the line, because the best thing for them is to be by themselves with their own lives, because it's hard for them to come to terms with anything that got to do with the truth. So I didn't that's what I wanted to speak on tonight. I mean, it's been tugging at me all day long together. And also I wanted to say that on February the 6th, I have an interview on Spreaker on the radio on Spreaker Radio. I think I'm saying that right. At 9 Central or 10 p.m. Eastern. Um on February the 6th. And I would love for you all to come and support that interview. You can ask questions, my understanding and everything. I never did this on Spreaker before. I've never been on there before, so this is a new app too. And I also wanted to encourage you all, those of you that don't have anything growing or whatever in your yard for human consumption, get you something and grow you something in your yard. Don't get caught slipping. And if not, have you something that you can barter with, stock up on you some stuff. Every place I see in this world is getting hit hard with some difficulties. So just want to make sure that you prepared for whatever is to come. Tomorrow I will okay, I will send out a I'll keep giving out a reminder up until, so it'll be next Tuesday. The potatoes have fully scabbed over that I showed on here the other night for my seed potatoes. And tomorrow I'm all set up and ready to plant those. Well, the 17 that I'm going to plant inside of pots, I will be doing them tomorrow morning around about 10 o'clock. So if anybody want to learn how to do your potatoes, you can join me in the morning and we gonna get that going in the morning, and plus also show what our other plants look like that we had germinating, the other night. They all popping up and they pretty tall, so we'll show them in the morning to see what that look like. I started cleaning up and this is my garden today. All righty then. That's the same thing I did today, Kelly. Great minds think alike. That's what I was doing. I got up some of I had rings down on the ground, so I took the rings up, and then I got my soil up and put it inside of the wheelbarrow. And then I amended that soil, but I had let grass and stuff grow all over the top of it, so I cleaned all the grass and everything out of it, and got my soil up and amended it with my favorite thing, my chicken poop. And so in the morning it will be ready to rock and roll, and it will be at 10 a.m. in the morning. That I think I missed somewhere right around in that time is what time I'll do the planting of the potatoes. So yeah, 10 a.m. Over here, 10 a.m. Eastern time, I have potatoes that are starting eyes. Gotta get them planted. Need your class again. All righty then. You always know you can go right back to where the beginning was. I hopefully you already know how to cut them up and whatever. Let them get the scab over them, and then tomorrow we are going to start planting some of those potatoes. I don't have my other areas ready just yet, but after I plant the ones tomorrow, then I'll prepare my garden bed and everything to put the potatoes up there, and then some onto the ground. So that's what we will do in the morning. And if there is no questions or anything that somebody want to add to this conversation about the narcissist, I just want everybody to understand that don't throw away your truth to listen to somebody lie to you over and over and over again. Don't do that to yourself. You deserve better than that, and you know what the truth is because you've seen it, and you've seen it with your own eyes, and you heard it with your own ears. Don't let nobody change that around. And the minute that you confront a person that is a narcissist, the response you're going to get is they're going to blow up about it because they don't want nobody to tell them what the truth is. The mama is the one that really hurt. Oh, I can only imagine Tasha speaks, because there were times that I wouldn't necessarily call my mom like a narcissist, but there were times when I would be trying to defend myself and say that I didn't do something or whatever, and it was like, for whatever reason, she didn't want to hear me say that I didn't do it. And if I would defend myself by saying I didn't do something, it was almost better for me to just eat it and don't say anything. So I understand what that feels like, to have it coming from your mom. It really does hurt. Hey Mo, how you doing? I see you over there. That's right. Don't let them give the mens no money and then come asking you something sideways like that. No, ma'am. Hey, Shauna, I'm on the way home. I hope you still on when I get there, showing love. Thank you always, Mo, for showing love all the time, all the time. But yeah, don't let anybody. I don't care who it is. Sometimes, even if it's your mom and they narcissists in that way, sometimes you got to get up and you got to move. You got to get away from them. You got to get away from them. It does no good for you to stay there, because they only bring you more and more hurt. And the only way that they can stop hurting you is when you get the truth instilled on the inside of you, and you know that you know, and nobody can shift what you're saying. You can then begin to look at it, because over here is what I like to say. I don't really like to look at it as the person per se, because that in itself, that's a spirit inside of that person that's acting out in that way. So I don't want to necessarily say like write off the person, but I also too know it ain't no reason. What's the purpose in you keep on hanging around them? Cut them off, go silent on them is one of the best things that you can do for a narcissist. And when they come around and they ask you, why don't you talk to them? Why don't you deal with them? The best thing for them is to give them the truth and walk away from them. Because even when you give them the truth, they ain't gonna never admit that you tell them the truth on them. Never. Never gonna admit, because from all of the videos and stuff that I'm watching, I'm not no professional or no nothing, but I come to the understanding that you can show them 150 ways that they wrong, and they gonna make you be wrong every single time. Every time. I even have another story now that I'm thinking about it. So one day, and I'm just gonna say, one day this girl was home, and the boyfriend came home, and the kids are outside playing. He decided to get out of the car, and he put down poison. If you see the kids out in the yard playing, why would you get out and then start putting down poison? Now, in this situation, you can say to him, you got little kids. You see them out in the yard playing. You, as the adult, could have made a different decision and waited until the kids go in the house, and then you can come out and you can put the poison down. But he put the poison down, and one of the kids got into the poison, and it automatically became, it's your fault because you didn't watch them after I put this stuff down. And it doesn't matter how you explain the story over and over again. Had it not been for your actions, had you just waited, you saw the kids out there playing around. Why would you put it down now? You're just as responsible as the other person. But it doesn't matter how many times you try and make it make sense. They never gonna admit that they was wrong. And even there's times, even let's go back to mama. Even there's times where my sister was trying to stand there and tell my mom that what she thinks she saw, it did not happen. It was not. Let's go to this situation. What it was one time my mom was saying that I slapped my sister, and I didn't slap her. I hit her on her arm, but we were like playing tag, like walking past each other while we were doing chores or whatever. But she hit me, and then I hit her on her arm, but she had on like a sleeveless shirt. So it sounded like a slap, but my mom got mad because I said I didn't slap her, and I didn't say it in a disrespectful way. I just let it be known. I didn't slap her. And her response was to get up and go at me. And it wasn't the first time. This is several times that it had happened. And it doesn't matter that she can be wrong. She could be wrong in that moment. And she's never going to say, I'm sorry that I did that, or, oh, I was wrong. And for whatever reason, she wasn't able to do that. But those are things too that I know would come up inside of me, that it was a thought to do that to my kids at one point. But those things, when it happened to me, some kind of way, I got this thing on the inside of me is, you usually follow behind your example. But because it was still fresh on the inside of me how these things made me feel, I always kept it in my head that when a situation came up that it was similar to anything that like happened between us or whatever, I always kept it on the forefront of me of how I felt about it when it happened to me. So I always wanted to make sure that I didn't do it to somebody. And if I did do those things, or I blame somebody for something that they did not do, let me go back and apologize. And apologizing is not the most comfortable thing for me, because I wasn't raised up to with anybody saying apologies to me because of the wrongs that happened to me or no nothing. But I practiced it with my kids. It was very, very uncomfortable for me. Why is it so uncomfortable? I don't know. It's not uncomfortable now. But yeah, I know what that feels like, to have it be your mom be the narcissist one. And I think the two go hand in hand. Even if it's a boyfriend, because they just as closest to you as your mom would be at a certain point, at certain times. But yeah, crazy. Yep. So if you know that you in those situations, I pray that God move you to a place of healing and loving yourself more, and knowing that there's another option. You don't have to stay and deal with that spirit. Call that spirit out, call it what it is, rebuke it in the name of Jesus, and keep on moving. But don't let them get you with the mental disorder that they're going through. And for those are the ones that don't want to live in that no more, do something about it. There's help out there for these kind of people, but they have to want to get the help. They have to first know that they need the help. The biggest thing a narcissist have problems with coming to terms with is the lies that they tell everybody. Can you imagine if a narcissist admit that he lied about one thing, then his whole world come tumbling down because he done made his whole world a lie? If you lying about everything, baby, your bricks gonna come tumbling down. So, you can't free someone else. You can pray for them, but you can free yourself. So start to tell yourself what the truth is. When the narcissist is lying to you, telling you you're this and you're that, and you know it, that's not the way that it is. Start to encourage yourself and start to laugh at what the devil trying to make you believe. So, um, but that is all that I have for tonight. If nobody else don't have anything, and Mo, I'm sorry that I probably won't be on here when you get home, but you know we'll get it together. um, but I just wanted to come on here and talk a little bit about that because that's what was going through um the past couple of days. So is this whole narcissist thing, because I have a sister that's um going through this also too at the same time. She was dating somebody, and it's like you know, sisters call and like they talk to each other on the phone, and then I get my sister. She called me and it's like I kept getting these same phone calls. Here I go done started the conversation again. But I keep thinking of things, so I'll keep going. She called me and she is like, yeah, he left again. And this same story, she kept calling me. She called me 2 years in a row, telling me the same thing around the same time. So whenever she would call me, I would remind her. I say, "Wait, this is the same thing that happened last year around this same time." So that's the first thing I started to tell her, remind her, this happened last year. Came the year number 3. Same thing happened again, but what's happening, and I'll explain to what's happening. Her and her man together, they having a good time. As soon as it come Thanksgiving time, he all of a sudden figure out a way that he got to go out of town. He got to go and do X, Y, and Z, and he just ain't gonna come back. Now, while he gonna miss Thanksgiving. He like one of them. I almost picture him as one of them guys. Is like they miss the holidays, so they don't have to buy you nothing for you, for the holidays or for your birthday. I know none of that. But anyways, every year for 3 years, my sister was calling me and saying he gone around this time of year. He will miss Thanksgiving, Christmas, and her birthday. They all came right behind each other, and then conveniently he'll be back like sometime after that. So, hey, hi, Kalia Marie. I hope I said that's right. Why is it that narcissist is connected to new age? I don't even know. Why is it connected to a new age? Because it ain't nothing new that's up under the sun. This been going on for a long time. But she would, after when she would call me, I started reminding her. I say this same thing happens every year. And I asked at a certain point, I was like, are you willing to give up what is not for you to get what is for you? I said, because I don't think he's for you, but you got to go through your own process and to know it. And it's like he would be saying things to her, and then later, and you know, like sisters talk, she telling me the things that he said to her, and then here you come 2 years down the line, he's saying, "Oh, I ain't never tell you that." And I was like, "Well, what you think about that?" I said, "Did he or did he not tell you that?" "I know he told me that because we were seeing such and such place." If you can tell me the spot and the place and the time that he said it to you, then what's wrong with you saying to him, "No, you did say that to me"? But that's what a narcissist do. They ain't gonna never. You could have had 10 other people sitting there with him, and he still would be telling that same lie, telling you that he didn't do it. So I'm telling you, don't try to set the narcissist free. Set your own self free. Yourself. You can't do nothing with him. They gotta want to help their own self. It don't just have to be a him. Whoever the narcissist is, they have to want to help their own self. And it comes first with a truth. I was with one for 11 years and didn't even know it. Yeah, because they take you down this long process, and sometimes it's hard to recognize that you're going down. But if you got that person that's in your life that you can go, that you can talk to, like a friend or a family member or something that you can talk to, and if they start to repeat that to you, those things that they've been seeing you go through over and over and over again, you start to catch on to the pattern and see and understand that this been driving me nuts for crazy, because they can make you feel like you crazy because they done told you crazy so long. And then after a while, I even told my sister, embrace that people call you crazy. We gonna turn it around. They've been calling you crazy for the longest, but you know how to go back and pinpoint and tell the truth about everything. You can remember everything for what it is. So when they call you crazy, just look at them and laugh. And no, you are not crazy. You're not stupid. You pay attention. You just listening to the words that they say, and they can make it feel like they know exactly what they talking about when they absolutely do not. So, um, um, Kayla, hopefully that after that, I'm glad you're saying that you was with one for 11 years and didn't even know it. Hopefully you have moved on from that, and sometimes you can pick that up. And a narcissist can feel a person that they can manipulate. And most of the time, they say also a narcissist loves an empath. I'm also learning about that, an empath. I just learned the other day because I was asking, what does it mean when you like, because I'm a person that I can feel people's pain, like talking to them or standing next to them, or somebody showing me like they hurt themselves or something. I can feel the pain from it. Those are people that narcissists absolutely love if you don't create boundaries and you just allow people to get sucked in next to you, um because you feel their hurt and all of that stuff, and that's damaging stuff that they dealing with from way back when. That's how they learned how to live their life. But I hope you've built yourself up and created boundaries for yourself. And if you ever see it again, that you run headed for the hills, to keep yourself clear from that, because only thing they want to do is suck all of your energy away and then still call you crazy and stupid. So and two, don't forget to pray for them, because they sure need it. You have to turn them over to the Lord to get rid of them, that kind of spirit. So, but y'all, I am going to say good night. And like I said, tomorrow morning, at 10 a.m. Eastern, 10:30, one of those, sometimes life calls and I ain't necessarily able to get right to it at that time or whatever. But I'll be on here in the morning, and we're gonna learn how to plant potatoes in the morning, and see what our other garden things looking like. I remember we got into it real bad, and his eyes turned. Ooh. well, you seen just what will happen. It's a spirit that's there. It's a spirit. So, yep, yeah. And listen, if you had any kids with them, pray over your kids already, cause them spirits be moving. So that's what I'll say to you. Just keep yourself covered, and if you happen to see any of those traits going on with your children, bring correction to it immediately. Those spirits definitely be jumping around. So, all right, y'all. Then, for those of y'all who gonna learn to do the potato thing in the morning, I don't even know if I'm gonna have a conversation while I'm having it, but that's my thing. I'll be talking about something. Somebody be done said something in the chat, and then I'll be having a whole conversation. But my goal is to come on in the morning and have you know, plant potatoes. But we'll see what it leads to. um, but yeah, 10:30 in the morning. We'll be rocking out, learning how to grow us some potatoes over here, and then we'll go from there. But don't forget, you all, I got a radio interview on February the 6th, 9 Central, 10 Eastern, 10 p.m. Eastern. And I don't even know what all I'm going to be talking about on there, what questions I'm going to be asked. You know, there's a whole lot of things that I went in my life, and it's I'm pretty sure it's going to be based off of what the things that I've released on here, because I've released a lot of things about my life. And you know, I love to be transparent in the things that I'm ready to talk about. And you never know what doors Mama Global gonna open up when she asks these questions. So far we haven't had a sit down to discuss like what questions or whatever. And I kind of like to have regular conversations and let it be organic versus having a bunch of questions lined up. So we'll see how that go. Maybe we will talk about it, maybe we won't. But I like organic. So I will see you all in the morning. And I would like to say, Callie, thank you for being my moderator. I appreciate it so much. And I don't know if I have any of my other moderators in here tonight, but I appreciate you all for you know, coming through and supporting and keeping this a safe space over here. We allowed to ask questions in the chat. I would say for the most part, there are no stupid questions, but you know, sometimes there are stupid questions for real, for real. But I don't mind questions being asked over here. This is a safe zone, and ain't nobody gonna beat you up in the chat over here because you asked a question or whatever. And anybody who disrespecting anybody over here in this chat, you will be blocked. So this is a safe zone to have conversations, even when I'm talking about something else. Um and you feel like you got something on your heart that you want to talk about, put it in the chat. Change your name in the chat. If you don't want it to be your name, change it to something else. Find a way to get it up out of you. There's ways that you can talk on here and you can be anonymous. You don't have to tell the world who you are. You got a question, you got something you need to ask about or whatever. This is the place to be over here, because we have all kinds of conversations in one over here. So you know, rock it how you want to rock it, but this is a safe place over here. So until in the morning, people, I'm going to say good night. Grow some food. And oh yeah, we the high class gardeners over here, and that just means we grow food. We make sure we keep something growing, but we don't play with no bugs and no worms, and we don't spray that funny stuff on none of our fruits and stuff. So become a grower. Y'all have a good night. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Callie.